What is going on, everybody? Frankie here for the Bakersfield Journal with my brother Miguel. You guys here at Culebra's Lounge in Bakersfield, California. And we are here for episode 5 of season 2 for the podcast.
Oh, yeah. Excited to be here. How's everybody doing today? How is your week going? Or whatever day or month or year you're listening to, because this is the podcast. So it's a little more long form, a little more evergreen, hopefully. Guys, we got some stuff to talk to you about today. First of all, I am going to be smoking the 601 La Bamba Warhead number 6, or V1 if you're into that Roman numerals, or VI, I guess technically. There's no 1 in Roman numerals. It is an I. Frankie, what are you smoking today?
I am smoking the Prototype 101 from Matt Booth, and this comes to us from, of course, Lug Cigar Club and their core line for the month of May. We've been doing the core line now for a few months, and I think it's absolutely fantastic. It's a nice, inexpensive way to get some fantastic cigars. And I was actually taken back by the core line. But we can get into that after the opening video, yeah?
Absolutely. I've got a couple of lists for you that I want your opinion on, all about that art of being a man. And not just from the Art of Man, because they have a great website, but it's not just them. So, guys, we will be right back with you. If you're listening to the podcast, it'll be a little faster. I figured out a way to fix that. Nice. So, be right back, everybody.
I don't know if this is true, but every time I look back on the years, I feel like I wasted my youth. How did I get so cold? How do I wind up every single day going through this life all alone? When am I gonna change? Another day, another month, another year, and still I feel just the same. Oh, help me, I can't shake this feeling away. Help me, I feel like I'm going insane. Help me, I got nowhere to go, I'm afraid. Help me turn this around here today. There's no laughter these days. Far too seldom do I get the chance to even put a smile on my face.
All right, guys, and we are back. Obviously, Miguel made that a little bit shorter, which I like, since obviously some people can't see it because they're not watching, they're listening.
Yeah, that doesn't really help much.
No,
if you're just listening.
We need to do more of a actual opening commercial, thanking all the Patreon supporters, Facebook supporters, sponsors for their show, and stuff like that. I think that would be a bit better for this podcast format.
Yeah, it would make a little more sense since we're not really sharing it as this goes live. But Thank you for tuning in. Either way, I'm glad to have you guys here.
Right.
Woo, the 601 La Bamba, as we were talking about before, Warhead number 6. It is a U.S. Connecticut broadleaf wrapper over Nicaraguan binders and fillers. It's supposed to be a very heavy cigar. Only coming with the footband on it and a very unique looking Vitola right here. I don't know what you'd call this. What's the proper term?
I don't know if you'd call that like a Figurado or...
Closest I would say would be a Figurado.
I don't really know, but I do know that it is one heck of a power bomb. I had a couple of those. We had those for the birthday taster.
Yes.
Those were actually a bonus cigar that was brought in by Jeremy. First of all, it was just Randy and I and you that were bringing cigars in. And then Jeremy's like, nope, I'm bringing cigars too. So I think everybody got 6 cigars that day.
Something like that, yeah.
And when you're getting either a Byron or an Atabey, plus 2 Cubans, plus the extra cigars that Jeremy brought, I mean, that was a great event there for cigars. It was a really high-end event. And if you guys know Jeremy, he does not bring inexpensive stuff. He brings either stuff that was at least medium range in price, but he's been aging it, or high-end stuff. That's the only way he goes.
Oh, absolutely. It's nothing but phenomenal. I mean, the price point is sometimes I don't know what it is, but it's never something I'm disappointed in either way. Like, I would not be sad whatever their price point, they're always usually really great cigars.
Right.
So it's very nice to see that. I'm going to go ahead and light this up, though. I believe you already got it started on yours, though.
I did. For those guys that didn't see the post earlier today on Instagram, like I said, we subscribe to Luxury Cigar Club. Obviously, we've been supporting them since they started February 2019. And when they introduced their core line, we added that to what we already get. And I found that the core line is a fantastic way to spend a day of cigar smoking. You get 3 cigars for around $20. And especially here in California, that's amazing when you got the cigars that you got in them this month. Now, I posted a picture. It's Aroma Craft, it's the Prototype, and it's the Crux. And I was actually taken back because we were at Cigars and More yesterday. We were supposed to be there to meet Mike. Mike ended up not showing up. He's coming tonight.
Jabroni.
So he says he's coming tonight. And so I'm sitting there. I'm smoking a little Tatuaje cabinet. And I finished it up. And I was like, I need another cigar. And so I grab a Crux Bull and Bear. Now, this is the rebranded stuff, the repackaged stuff. So it's got that nice, mostly white packaging and labeling with the signature color on it and the gold writing.
Very clean.
The bullet, very, very clean. I really dig the rebranding of Crux. I think it looks. I know a lot of people like that old school kind of gothic lettering to it, kind of a thing.
Yeah, very sharp edges.
Yeah,
very punk.
Yeah, but I very much like this clean, uniform look of their new stuff. It looks really good on the shelves when you see them all together. And the Bull and Bear is a light blue with the gold lettering on it, and it looks fantastic. And it happens to be my favorite from Crux. Now, I didn't look to see which one it is because I haven't smoked it yet, but we actually got an old school Crux.
Yes.
In the Luxury Cigar Club core line. And if you look at the new band for Crux and the old school band, night and day, you wouldn't even think they were the same brand unless you looked at the name close enough. But I was really surprised to see that was in there. I'm a big fan of Crux. I think they make some fantastic cigars. If you guys haven't tried them yet, definitely look for them at your local humidor. If not, you can call Cigars and More. I believe we have the Guild, the Bull and Bear. We have the Epicure and the Epicure Maduro as well.
Yes.
So, we've got a nice range of the cigars that they have, and they make some phenomenal stuff. So if you guys want to get a few of those, make sure you call Cigars and More. That's Cigars and More, Bakersfield on Rosedale Highway, you guys. They are a great sponsor of the show, so if you want to help them out, you can do that.
Absolutely.
If not, you have somewhere local you can get them from, absolutely do that and support local as often as you guys can.
Could not have said it better myself. That's an excellent call. And I did think that was pretty cool to see that when I was taking the picture of an old school band, Crux. I'm waiting for the smoke to clear.
Sorry. We should probably throw on the fan so it shoots it.
Yeah,
that
we're
way.
gonna have to, but then I don't want to hit the mic. That's the problem.
Yeah, that's
so it's
true.
a whole rigmarole of things to happen. But nonetheless, that is some excellent stuff right there. Yeah, you're right. Luxury does a really great job from top to bottom. Any tier you pick, any cigars you get off their website. A lot of fun to go check out what they've got going on.
And for the core line, $20, and you get a day of smoking, you get 3 cigars. I think that's a phenomenal idea. Like, it didn't hit me, because we usually get the platinum, where it's 5 cigars, and sometimes you get that bonus cigar for like 4th of July and stuff like that. But this way, if you want to spend the day, if you have a Saturday, a Sunday, Friday or a weekday where you have off, you have nothing to do, and hey, I'm just gonna sit down. I'm gonna have a cigar or two in my backyard, or if you have a spot like Culebras, where you can say, hey, I'm gonna go to the club, I'm gonna relax with a couple cigars, watch some golf, watch a couple movies, just listen to some music, read a book, play a video game or whatever. I mean, that core line is phenomenal because they give you such a range of stuff that is just perfect for a day of smoking.
I can agree with that. Yeah, I mean, I could also do that with the platinum, even with the extra cigar.
No,
I could have
you
a
totally
cigar
could.
a day.
You totally could. But I'm just saying most people don't.
But yeah, I say that's not a usual thing. A lot of guys I know who watch this definitely could, no problem, 6, 8, 10 cigars in a day. They wouldn't have an issue. But the average smoker is going about 2.5, 3 a month.
Right. I was going to say the average smoker for our show, probably 2 at the most a day. I know we have those probably like Paul or Brian where they're having, maybe 4. Mitch, I'm sure, is having, 2 or 3 when he's at home working, maybe a 4th one at night.
Our buddy Mike is like however many he can find in a day.
Right. So we have those rares that are, 3+ a day.
Easily, yeah.
Currently, I'm sitting at 2 a day because of all the days that I've missed from being sick or not being in a spot where I'm able to smoke cigars, whether it's taking the kids to hospital checkups or having to go down to Anaheim and stuff like that.
Just tell me how to bathe at the hospital. Cigar time.
So, it's hard to get days in like that. There's always those days. And so I'm a little over 2 a day right now. I think I'm like 2.25 a day. But, I'm not sad with that. I wanted to get 1,000 cigars this year. We're almost halfway through the year and I'm not at 500 yet, so it might be a little difficult.
Call it. I am trying to catch you as quick as I can, but then I realized with the new schedule, it's messing me up because then I'm not smoking when I usually would. And those are the times okay, if I'm trying to catch up, then I'll have one back to back,
Yeah.
whatever. But I'm not having one at all. And it's slowing me down so much. I was like, I'm going to lap Frankie, no problem. All of a sudden, problem. Why would this happen? But you know what? Summer's coming. And as hot as it gets in Bakersfield, we are sitting in a beautifully air-conditioned building right here at Culebras 24/7. In the new schedule, we're trying to figure everything out, trying to make everything work. So more cigars in the future. And I bet you these next 3 months of summer are going to be plenty of cigar filled. I got some big plans for summer, not just for this show, but for the other one we do as well. And cigars are obviously involved in all that.
Gotta be. They gotta be. I think with the new work schedule, finally being over a month of what we're going to be used to.
Yep.
Well, not yet. The first few weeks, we're getting back into the swing of things. We still have a couple weeks before it's a month of what the schedule will be like.
Yes.
I think that we're going to be able to come to the club more often and relax on those days where we don't have shows to do and get some serious cigar smoking in.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. It's just a matter of letting everything kind of fall into place first. Fall all into place.
Yeah, 100% agree. So, with that being said, you guys, we don't want to be all about cigar smoking because we do want to keep your guys' interest with other stuff. Now, Mike, you have a list.
I've got 3 lists.
You have 3 lists. Let's go over the first list you have, Mike. What is the first list you have?
Before I tell you anything, okay, I want you to think of Marty McFly and Hank Hill. I want you to think of George from Of Mice and Men. And what do all these guys have in common, Frankie?
Strong male lead.
Exactly. They're the guy. I want to aspire to be this guy. Maybe I don't want to go back in time with some weird doctor I met.
I will put one caveat in this. We may lose followers for this. I'm not a fan of Back to the Future, bro.
I like the first one. The rest of them,
I'm just not. I didn't care for them.
That's fine because in this list, the ones I have here, these are all things that men should do, read, or watch. There's a 3 list. Rules to live by for men by Men's Health. I believe the list of movies is coming to us from The Art of Manliness, and books that every man should read in their lifetime is from Huckleberry.
Is Behold the Pale Horse on there?
Unfortunately, no. That's for every conspiracy theorist.
That should be on everybody's reading list.
There's some books in this that I'm going to tell you right now I disagree with, and I think they're garbage books.
Art of War is on there?
No. I don't want to give them all away.
Okay. Let's do the book one first.
Here's the sad part about the book one. It's 50 on there. So I'll read them pretty quickly. Won't go over every single one of them. The movies is double that. We should be reading twice as much as we watch. I'm just saying. As much as I love movies.
I don't know. I can sit through an hour and a half movie about a book much faster than I could read it.
I could too, but you know what? Reading is a lot better for the brain.
Okay. And I will say I am not a huge reader. I never was. But there was a point in time in my life where I could read a book. Not like, oh, give me a day and I'll read it. But pretty quickly.
Yeah.
The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo series I liked a lot. Dutch, I liked a lot. For you guys don't know what Dutch is, it's a story about a young
Dutch boy.
Black kid, and he was raised kind of like with an Italian family. He worked like this Italian shop where the guy was like a mafia guy.
Oh,
and he ends up becoming like a mafia boss, and they didn't realize it was him. Kind of like American Gangster,
but he's in the Italian family.
Yeah,
that's cool.
So I liked it. There's I think 3 of them plus one called Angel's Revenge, which is like his kind of on and off again girlfriend thing, which was good. So I was really into those. Art of War I read, Behold the Pale Horse I read.
Both good.
Really, really good stuff. So there's certain books that if I get into, I will really get into them and I'll start reading them. But it's difficult for me to pick up a book and sit there for hours reading it when I could feel like I could be doing something else.
That's why I like the audiobooks when we're at work.
Yes,
I
got
like 4 hours straight of just listening. So I've gone through, I would say, I think I'm at 15 or 16 books this year that I've listened to, and some of them I listened to twice. Mainly, they're like those business insider kind of books helping you out, or ways to live life, which actually one of them's on here that I didn't like at all, which I'll tell you about that in a second. To Jerry Seinfeld's latest book about his stand-up and how he kind of molds his material. So there's a big range of books in there that I really like.
I will say I do like audiobooks, but I listen to the same two. I listen to The Art of War and Behold the Pale Horse over and over again. If not that, I'm listening to our podcast just to see what the sound is like.
Cool.
Or I'm listening to Michael Knowles,
Also
or Things You Missed in History Class. Those are kind of the podcasts that I listen to most often. There's other ones mixed in there. Dang it, I can't think of the other one right now.
Cigar Authority from time to time.
Cigar Authority from
like
time to
them
time,
all,
but
yeah.
it's the not the conspiracy theory. It's the it's a place about this kid, Christian Androcchio, who was. They say he committed suicide, but really, it all looks like murder. It really does. And I forget the name of the podcast. I do not know how I forgot the name of it.
I believe it's called He Fell Funny.
Right.
And because that's their entire argument. He fell funny.
Anyways, so I listen to that quite often, but I am in the market for a new pair of headphones. Jeremy got me a really great pair of headphones a couple years ago. For some reason, the left headphone is not working correctly. It's got like this, like when you have water in your ears, kind of a muffled sound. And I cleaned it out. I looked at the little plastic thing that goes in the ear, and it's just no go. I can't use AirPods because they don't fit in my ear right. They pop out all the time. So I need something that has either a little hook that goes over the ear or the full ear phone.
I want to get the full cover ones, yeah.
If anybody wants to message me at the Bakersfield Gentleman on Facebook,
recommendation,
please recommend me a good set of headphones. And I don't mind spending some money. I'd rather they be wireless Bluetooth headphones because they're just easier, so I'm not messing them up with the wire, hitting them.
I hate that, yeah.
But if you guys have a good recommendation for a good pair of headphones, I do not mind spending some money to get some.
Yeah, no, good call. Good call. And I recommend you getting Audible if you're out there. We have a link to a first month free trial. You get a free book with that you keep forever. And then you can sign up for, I believe it's $15 a month, and you get a free book no matter what the cost is on Audible. And they go up pretty high sometimes. It goes like the normal price of a book, just in audio form. And then they have a bunch of exclusives that you get for free all the time, as long as you're a subscription member. And there's some really interesting stuff on there. There's some great podcasts and some great shorter books. They have essentialist books, basically, like all information on coffee in very short form.
Okay.
That's a really cool one. But back to the list now. The first one you're going to get a kick out of this, Zen and the Art of Motorcycle Maintenance by Robert M. Persing.
Oh, that's cool. I am not going to lie, you guys. I've been really, really looking into getting a bike. I'm a shorter guy, so my main thing is finding something with a low seat height. And from what I've seen and what I've been doing some research on, I'm really looking at the Indian Scout Bobber. I think it's a really cool looking bike. I don't see a lot of Indians over here. I see mostly Hondas and Harleys out here in Bakersfield. If they're not the street bike, Asian style, whatever you call them, crunch rocket stuff.
Oh, I get what you Yeah, those are very, yeah.
So I've been really looking into the Indian Scout Bobber. It's just a cool looking bike. And of course, not made for long distance travel. That's not what I'm looking for. I'm just looking for some in-town stuff. Maybe once in a while, taking it down to Ventura or maybe to Vegas if I had some time to kind of hang around Barstow for a few hours and just chill and then get back on the bike.
Well, hell, like, let's say you go 4 hours at a time. How far can you go in 4 hours? All the way to Vegas, right? So you're going state to state.
Yeah.
I mean, say you give yourself a week of just going somewhere. You don't need any more than 4 hours a day. And then you can relax and check out whatever area you just stopped in. So that could be a way to see the country and stop and go as you please.
Very true.
And not even because gas would be cheap. I mean, you're going to have a smaller load of stuff you can take with you. So, it's not like you're going to have a cooler or something. But you're on the road. Who cares? You stop at any gas station you want.
Yeah.
It's America. You got stuff everywhere you need. The next book, Thinking Fast and Slow by Dale Common. He's a Nobel Peace Prize in economics. So that book should kind of tell you how that's going to
get a Peace Prize in economics.
Oh, it's just work on how to improve the world. All the peace prizes are basically improvements for the world. It's not so much you're causing peace. I don't know if that makes sense.
It does.
Because there's peace prizes for art and literature, and none of those actually cause peace. It makes people very angry sometimes. Sapiens by Yuval Noah Harari.
Of course.
Matterhorn by Karl Marlantines. Oh my goodness. The Year of Magical Thinking by Joanne Didion. I have wanted to read this one.
What's it about?
It's basically her it's an American life essays basically.
See,
of
that's
her going through.
Okay, her American life.
Yeah.
I was like, you cannot write a book on the average American life. There is no such thing.
No, but there are
You know.
dang it, what's the word I'm looking for? Snapshots. They're portraits of American life. Like well hell, even Blood In, Blood Out technically is
Yeah.
an American life.
Now,
Um
back when I was in grade school, back at Our Lady Assumption, they had this wheel that you could spin. This was back when California was actually friggin' awesome to live in, before everything went south, guys. So bear with me. Now, they said this was the percentage you had to land being born in Southern California when it was awesome, as opposed to anywhere else in the third world. And you spun that thing, and the sliver to land in Southern California was about that big.
Jeez.
It was small.
So it's tiny.
Yeah. So being fortunate enough to being raised in California in the 80s and 90s when it was still cool was really, really difficult. It was so rare compared to anywhere else in the world.
That's a good point to remember how blessed we are to be here. And hopefully your area has some stuff that you are excited to be in. Because again, that technically goes for anywhere. You know, that sliver of where you're at, exactly to line up how you're living, very rare.
Mississippi sounds friggin' awesome from our conversation last night.
Yeah, that was. Between the World and Me, Seeking Wisdom by Peter Bevlin.
Bevmo, of course.
This Boy's Life by Tobias Wolff. Rabbit Run by John Updike. Angle of Repose. I've heard of this one. I gotta catch up. So there's a lot on here that I am completely missing. Sometimes A Great Notion and Cold Blood. That's a good one. Where I'm Calling From. Also have not heard of by Raymond Carver. The Dirty Realism of the Blue Collar Man. A woman struggling to make most of the situation in quiet desperation. That sounds very powerful. A River Runs Through It. That goes back into the movie aspect of it, like you're talking about. You're going to see that kind of overlap. Way of the Peaceful Warrior by Dan Millman. Coming Into Country by John McPhee. I have to check that one out as well. The Complete Calvin and Hobbes. Interesting to see it on there.
Love Calvin
But
and Hobbes.
I like that being on there.
Back when I was in grade school, back in Ventura, the Sunday paper always had a word jumble that you could send in and win a prize. And I actually won a prize one time, and it was a Calvin and Hobbes book.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
That's I had no idea.
Yeah.
I had no idea. Barbarian Days by William Finnegan. Let My People Go Surfing by Yvonne Choidnard, a legendary founder of Patagonia.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
Clothing
wow.
company, right?
Yeah. Really interesting business.
That's pretty cool.
He was too busy climbing, surfing, fly fishing, canoeing, and being outdoors to worry about spreadsheets and managing stuff.
Patagonia makes some top-notch stuff. I know a lot of people think, oh, just overpriced stuff. They make some top-notch stuff.
There's a difference between overpriced and quality.
Right.
Like you could have a really great pair of boots that you can resole and have forever, or you can buy yourself some mesh Yeezy thing, and then it falls apart in half an hour, and you spend a lot of money on a brand.
Right.
The Wind-Up Bird Chronicle, excuse me. The Beach, The Remains of the Day, The Dog Stars, Moby Dick, which is one,
Classic.
that one's kind of got to be on there. I agree with that. Consider the Lobster. The name just sounds fantastic. I really do have to check this out. It's about gourmet cooking. The 10th of December. Only book I know that allows you to enter the mind of a minimum-age worker at a medieval reenactment park, or a boy fighting an intergalactic war against beavers. This is, I have no idea what to say about that. Endurance, The Snow Leopard, Into Thin Air, which is a climb of Everest. Someone's experience climbing Mount Everest
I guess there's still frozen bodies there that uses markers.
all the time. Yeah,
That's crazy.
you get added to helping someone else know where they're at. So,
I guess because it's too dangerous to try to bring them back down. You
Yeah.
just risk yourself even more, so they just leave them.
Yeah, it would be a bad idea. Crime and Punishment,
Yeah, I heard
The
of that.
Hobbit by J.R.R. Tolkien.
Did not like it.
I liked it. I
I
liked
had
it.
to make a diorama of that, and I was like, no.
Why? It should be very small. They're hobbits.
Yeah, it was a shoebox diorama, but I just
They're hobbits. They're very
did
tiny.
not care for the book.
You
I
could've-
also read Little Women, and I did not care for that book.
Little One was okay. It was all right. True Grit, also a good movie, but I have not read the book. Shoe Dog, the Little Herd story behind the cult brand Nike.
Oh,
Shoe Dog. I think you'd enjoy that one. Lonesome Dove. I have not heard of that one.
that's also a movie.
I have not seen that or heard that. Blood Meridian. Good stuff.
What's that one?
Follows the Gallant Gang as they pave their way across America's West. I believe that is one of those Western gangs goes robbing stuff little by little.
What's it called again?
Blood Meridian.
Okay.
Excuse me. This one looked very interesting. 2666 by Roberto Bolano. If you're looking for a light, pleasant read and renews your faith in humanity, this is not it.
Oh,
And
shit.
it's also very long. It loosely centers around a brutal killing of a woman in a Mexican border town in the search for the elusive an elusive German author. Somehow manages to be funny as hell and absolutely life-affirming despite all of that. So that sounds very powerful. I would like to check that one out. The
Mhm.
cover art is absolutely beautiful. What looks like a Renaissance painting mixed with church windows. What's that? Stained glass window panes. So definitely check that out. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas by Hunter S. Thompson. Always
Another good one.
Good movie too. The Really Big Lunch by Jim Harrison. A 37-course French meal. That's the whole story. That's what it's about.
Now, of course, their courses are like bite sized, right?
Well,
There's no way a course is gonna be a steak, and the next course is gonna be a fish.
A full fish. It's a full
Yeah.
swordfish per person. I have no idea. I have to read it. You
How much
gotta
do you
read
think
it.
you get through a swordfish?
What?
How much do you think you can finish?
Well, it's some are like several hundred pounds, aren't they? Like, or at least 100 pounds. So not that much. I'm assuming. I don't even know how to calculate my biggest meal I've ever had. I can eat a lot, but I can't eat that. Kitchen Confidentials with Anthony Bourdain. I definitely would like to read that.
Sad story.
A Movable Feast by Ernest Hemingway. I've not heard of this one. And Ernest Hemingway is a great writer, so I wouldn't mind checking that out. The romantic in its way, only Paris can be. It's self-indulgent. So okay, so it's more of a what's the word I'm looking for? It's more of his fiction. It's good stuff. All right, One Man's Meat, Beloved, Gilead. Here's the one that I did not care for at all. Essentialism by Greg McNone. It just says keep the important stuff first. That's the whole book is all it's focusing on. It's like, to be a true essentialist, you can't always do everything. You're going to have to say certain things are more important because you can't have that many top priorities. You can't have 3 top priorities. Of course, I knew that already. It was a very long roundabout way to say do the first things first.
Makes sense.
Could not recommend that one.
Just real quick, Mike. Guys, we're not ignoring your comments. Just a real quick reminder, we are doing this for the podcast. We're just recording it live here first. If you guys want to watch the full length video. So we are not ignoring your comments. We do see them. It's just this is going on the podcast format. So we aren't really engaging in them or with them as we would on the normal Monday or Friday show. So please note, we are not ignoring you. We see your comments, guys. Cam, Josef, and Shane, plus everybody else. It's just we are trying to keep this as the podcast format. So again, we do appreciate you guys watching.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. A couple more on here. Fight Club, which is always good. The Boys of Summer. I heard that's a good one too. I just have not read it myself. And The Fire Next Time. Definitely interesting list. There's some books on there.
There's a lot of books on there that
I have not.
I mean, where's Of Mice and Men? Why is that not on? That's a book everybody should read. A Time to Kill. That was a hard book to read. I read that book. And I mean, the movie was tough to watch. The book is even more difficult to read.
I would put To Kill a Mockingbird on there actually before I put Mice and Men. Because Mice and Men is more about the unattainable American dream. where two guys with all the good intentions they have get in their own way, and life gets in their way, and other people get in their way.
Grapes of Wrath.
Grapes of Wrath is another great one, but that's more of a telling of a story of a country going through a really hard time.
But it's a fantastic book. Like, I think a lot of those should be on there before these, food things. I'm sorry. If you're going to say importance of a book, I think that, Grapes of Wrath is more influential than something about, really take a look at your ingredients.
I don't know. I have to read both. I haven't read one of those. I haven't read The Big Lunch, so I would like to check that out.
All right.
So going over to the movies real quick.
Hold on, let me go. So you guys, I'm smoking the Proto Tip 101 from Matt Booth, Lug Cigar Club Coreline. It is smoking fantastically well. As you guys can see, my smoke is going right into Miguel's face. So
Every time.
Is rich smoke.
You guys can hear me coughing once in a while, but it smells great. It really does.
A nice draw to it. Flavors are spicy, woody, earth. Dominant spice, wood, and earth. There's a little bit of leather in there as well. This is just a fantastic cigar. It is a box press Toro, I believe. I did not scan it, so I did not know the actual makeup of it.
Oh, okay.
But it is just fantastic.
It's La Bamba 601 Warhead number 6. Smoking very well, very heavy. It's smoking like a steak. It is keeping me full. There's a lot of pepper to it. There's some deep earth notes, which I'm enjoying. A little bit of a bitterness, but not in a bad way, if that makes sense. It's like spice and bitter. It's like a good mixed drink. I think that would be the best. It's like having a steak and a mixed drink all at once, which I am not opposed to doing at all. I love that. Again, heavy though, and I'm about halfway, maybe a little less than halfway through it, and I'm definitely feeling the strength. So probably should eat before this, guys, if you're going to have it. Again, that is the 601 La Bamba Warhead number 6, or Warhead 6. So, going over to the movies from The Art of Manliness, I'm going to go through these pretty quickly again. The Great Escape, have seen, like that. Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, great. Dirty Harry, also great. The Endless Summer, have not seen, heard it's really good. Bull Durham, have you seen that?
No.
It's a Kevin Costner movie. He's a baseball player. I would like to check that out. I've not seen that. Heard about it. Don't know much about it.
I've not seen it.
There Will Be Blood.
Yep.
Very powerful movie. The Shootist, a John Wayne movie, which I have not seen. And I being here at the club, there's a lot of guys who love John Wayne movies.
Yep.
You know, those Westerns get played a lot. So I'm surprised I have not seen that one yet. Hoosiers, great movie, great inspirational story, not just for guys, I think that's for everybody out there to not give up. The Last of the Mohicans, great movie. I actually preferred Dances with Wolves, but that was way long, so long. The Bicycle Thief, another one I have not seen, is a Italian neo-realistic classic. Definitely need to check that out. Field of Dreams, you can kind of see a bit of a leaning towards Kevin Costner on this list. Great actor. North by Northwest, which is actually why they call South by Southwest. But they call it. The Outsiders, great book, great movie. Got to do it for Johnny, all right? First Blood, Rambo, great movie. Last Blood, also great. I thought it was good. The Manchurian Candidate, the original.
Was it the original or the remake?
The original Manchurian Candidate. I have not seen the remake, but I heard it's also good. Maybe not as good, but but good still. In the Heat of the Night, another one I haven't seen, and I've heard it's really great. The best line, they call me Mr. Tibbs. That came from that movie. I have not seen it.
Mr. Tibbs.
Mr. Tibbs.
Oh.
Not his ribs.
That is
Shane. Another
classic.
Another classic, yeah. Double Indemnity, great movie. The Sea Inside, Mar Adorento. Have not seen that
heard
one.
of that.
The Maltese Falcon.
Did we just see that here?
No, you saw the Codename Falcon. That was that CIA movie.
Oh, okay, yeah. My bad.
Das Boot. Star Wars, the original trilogy. You can stop there. Honestly, I really liked Rogue One. I enjoyed parts of the
Didn't care for Rogue One.
7, 8, and 9. Parts of those. Didn't care for the prequels like almost at all. So the original Star Wars, you watch those, pretty much golden. Watch that in the Mandalorian. You're good. Rudy, another great inspirational movie about not giving up. High Noon, another great Western. Gandhi, I have not seen the movie. I heard it was pretty powerful. Rebel Without a Cause, James Dean. At his prime and his best. That is a great movie. The French Connection, another one that I have heard of and have not seen, which is embarrassing. I heard how great it is. You should watch that one. I'm going to watch that soon. We'll have to talk about that again. Casablanca, one of the best. And I missed it on the big screen here in Bakersfield not too long ago.
Yeah, you got to watch it on the big screen.
I would love to. Got to see it. Unforgiven. The Iron Giant. I didn't care for the Iron Giant.
I didn't care for it either.
It wasn't for me. It just wasn't for me. Gladiator, always good.
Yep.
Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. This is one of those older classics that I think everyone should see.
Mm-hmm.
The Hustler, I have not seen this.
Not seen it.
Not seen it. Gotta catch up. The Untouchables, great movie. Here's where your Grapes of Wrath comes in. The Grapes of Wrath, the movie. I don't think it's as good as the book, but it's hard to get all of that. Well, it's hard to get that much of a book into a movie. That's a great. Both are great.
Yeah.
Book is just better. Bullet, Steve McQueen. So that's some good stuff. The Best Years of Our Lives. Have not seen it. Heard some good stuff about it. Die Hard, the best Christmas movie of all time, minus Gremlins. Gremlins beats it slightly. Enter the Dragon. Also one of the best lines of all time. Gosh dang it. You're straight out of a comic book. Love that friggin' movie. Saw that on the big screen. Malcolm X, another powerful one. Denzel Washington does a great job in that. Cinderella Man, one of my favorite boxing movies of all time.
Mm-hmm.
Goes down during the Great Depression. It's good stuff. The Right Stuff, How the Future Began. I got to catch up with that one as well. True Grit, and this is, I believe, the original. The original, yeah. A Streetcar Named Desire, freaking great. Vertigo, if you have not seen that, that is an Alfred Hitchcock movie.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful stuff. A lot of really long takes in that. All Quiet on the Western Front, another powerful one. World War I movie. Shawshank Redemption, which actually takes some real life aspects of the Alcatraz escapes. I think that was number 1 or number 2 of all time on the IMDb lists. It might be number 2 right now after Citizen Kane, but they've been kind of back and forth for a while.
Now, from what I heard, it actually didn't do that well.
Originally, no. Which blows my mind because they did a great performance. Everybody in that. Cool Hand Luke, also good. Spartacus, great movie. Mississippi Burning is, I think, just as powerful as like you're talking about with what was the book you're talking about? Time to Kill.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh, just rough to watch, but definitely important. Chinatown, I just saw this one not too long ago, and Jack Nicholson, great in that movie. Did not realize how true to life a lot of that stuff is. Really goes into the water problem we're having in California, why so much water gets diverted south, and how they kind of corrupted it into that way. But you can't fix it. It's Chinatown. All right, I love that line. Remember the Titans? Good stuff. Braveheart, Citizen Kane, the number 1 reviewed movie of all time. For good reason. It's very well made. Just missed that one on the big screen as well. Really want to see that. On the Waterfront. Have not watched that one. I'll have to check it out. The Bourne Identity, the trilogy. I like that a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I know you're not a big Matt Damon fan, but I thought he did a good job. Rocky. Any of the Rockies except for probably
5.
Is that the one where he's got the kid, he's training? Yeah.
Who was a real fighter?
He was an actor, though. He wasn't an actor.
No, but he was a real fighter.
No, he was pretty good, too, from what I've heard. I haven't really seen any fights.
The only fights I've seen, he's get rocked, so it's all good.
Apollo 13, good stuff.
I love this scene. There's like, all right, guys, we got to make this fit into this using only this. And he dumps all the shit out onto the table.
Nice.
That was a good scene. I like that one.
I think you got to watch The Martian. I think if this list was updated, The Martian would be on there, too. Very good stuff. Great book, too. I got to remember the name of the author for that, but a very smart guy. Glory, which is a movie about, a movie about the Civil War. Yeah, very powerful stuff. Matthew Broderick does a great job in that, as does Denzel Washington again. Just realized that. One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. Great book, great movie. Freaking Jack Nicholson getting some love on this now. I like that. The Karate Kid, the original, not the
Hilary Swank or the Jaden Smith one.
Yeah, not the terrible ones, which is sad because Jackie Chan's awesome, and they made him It's such a terrible movie. The African Queen, which is this the one?
Humphrey Bogart, huh?
Humphrey Bogart, yeah. But is it? Oh no, I'm thinking of a different movie. I'm sorry. The Sting, Chariots of Fire, also heard is very great. Mr. Deeds Goes to Town.
Now that's the original Mr. Deeds.
No, not Mr. Deeds, like not Adam Sandler. No,
Okay.
nothing to do with that. Schindler's List.
Powerful
Oh
movie.
man, that is a must watch though for everybody. That's an everybody.
Liam
movie.
Neeson.
All the President's Men, Robert Redford, and Anthony Hoffman, or no,
Hopkins.
What's his name? Hoffman's real first name. Hoffman. My goodness. Gosh dang it, where is it? That's about Watergate, all right? Give me a break here. What is his name? Hoffman. He's the dad of Meet the Fockers. Come on now.
Dustin Hoffman.
Dustin Hoffman. Oh my goodness. Anthony Hopkins, Dustin Hoffman.
Okay.
My goodness. Zulu. I have not seen that. I heard it was really good, but I have not seen that. Patton, great movie. Lawrence of Arabia. Again,
And
no.
I do not watch them.
I don't like Harry Potter 1 through 17, 19, whatever they have now. Lord of the Rings, I did like. I liked the books. I liked a lot better, at least, than I liked Harry Potter stuff. Gangs of New York, love that movie. I don't think you were a very big fan of that one.
It was okay.
I enjoyed that a lot. The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, of course. Dead Poet Society. It was really artsy, but if you're into that, you're going to enjoy it a lot. Robert Williams does a great job of that. Or Robin Williams does a really good job in that. Kids are all crybabies, but that was their job. The Searchers, Pride of the Yankees, powerful movie, good stuff right there. Saving Private Ryan, American Beauty.
American Beauty, I didn't really care for it. I couldn't get into it.
I thought it was great. Seven Samurai, the original, very good stuff. That's actually what the Magnificent Seven was based off of. Yeah, great stuff. From Here to Eternity, Old Yeller. That's one I don't like. I don't like Old Yeller. The book, I don't like any of that. How is an American literary classic going to be based on mispronouncing yellow? That year's, that's an old yeller dog, Mom. No. Yellow. Just say yellow, sir. That poor kid had shoes, dog. So
He did.
I feel bad now. Yeah, now I feel bad. To Kill a Mockingbird, great book, great movie. James Bond's Dr. No. I wonder why that one got put in here over the other ones.
Over like
Goldfinger.
Stranger.
Yeah, they're all great.
I don't care who's playing James Bond. I'm a big fan of all of them.
I know why people might steer away from the Pierce Brosnan one, but he did a great job playing him. It just got a little too sci-fi with some of the stuff that he did.
And I don't mind Daniel Craig stepping down. I did not like how they floated the idea of having a female play the next Bond. I don't think that's a good way to go.
Yeah.
But I was 100% on board when they mentioned Idris Elba.
That would have been amazing. Idris Elba is a great actor.
Like, I know they say, oh, he's supposed to be a white English guy, blah, blah, blah. I do not care. Idris Elba would have been awesome as James Bond.
He's got too much talent not to consider. I think if they're going to do... They already did a female James Bond with Atomic Blonde. It was really good. It was just the same premise, just a female secret agent who knows how to kill everybody. And she's good at it. She has a license to kill. No problem. They should just keep going with that. Jeremiah Johnson, A River Runs Through It, as the book was on the other list. Now the movie is there as well. The Bridge Over the River Kwai.
Oh,
Good stuff. A Gentleman's Agreement. Fight Club. Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Lost Ark.
I'm going to get a lot of shit for this one, too. I'm not a big fan of Indiana Jones movies.
Well, we're wrong on this one.
I'm not.
You're
I don't know. I
You're
like
wrong.
Harrison Ford. I just They just aren't for me.
You're wrong. Definitely wrong. The fact that they filmed that scene, he was feeling sick that day when they did the dude with the sword going all town. He's supposed to use his whip to fight him. Like, I don't feel so great. Why don't you just shoot him? Let's see if that plays. And it plays so well. Oh my goodness. It's a Wonderful Life. Great movie. I know it's around the Christmas time kind of thing because Christmas happens during all that. It's snowing and whatnot. But it's just a good movie in general.
Yeah, it's a good movie.
A Raisin in the Sun, The Natural, Ghostbusters, which
the original one or the new one?
Oh, the all-female cast for sure, of course. No, the original. Of course, the original. I don't see why that's on a list of must-sees, but I do love it.
It is a must-see movie.
I don't know. I like it, but I don't know if I must see it. Ben-Hur, Groundhog Day, I would probably
Ben-Hur. That's one of the reasons that they started doing all the animal stuff. Ben-Hur and what the heck was that other movie? Gosh dang it. If it's not on this list, it's going to irritate me.
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh my God. But because of movies like that,
they had
animals were dying on set, or they actually killed an animal for the movie.
Rough.
That's the reason they have all that animal safety stuff now.
Well, probably for the best. Probably shouldn't be murdering animals for a movie. Groundhog Day, hilarious. Top Gun. I have not seen the part 2 yet.
Not
Is
yet.
it out?
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Swingers, The Longest Day, freaking powerful movie. So that is the last one on that list. I think this was done.
Apocalypse Now.
Well, like they said, they ate the.
Either way,
the
Apocalypse
bison.
Now was not on that list. Another movie that I wasn't a huge fan of, but if it's a must-watch list, it should be on there. V for Vendetta, I think should have been on there. The Matrix should have been on there. And again, this isn't because it's for everybody, but because it pretty much kicked everything off. Iron Man should have been on there.
I can agree with that.
There's if you're gonna make a must-see list movie, there has to be reasons behind it. You can't just put, I thought it was a good movie and throw it on there. Stuff like Fantasia should have been on there.
Fantasia.
Just because of the artistry they got into it. In line with that one, because it took like a year for them to do just that one stampede scene. The Lion King should have been on there.
So you're thinking more from the art perspective versus.
I'm thinking of there has to be a reason for it to have been on that list. So yeah,
Silverado, that'd have been a good one.
You can't just make a list. If they were going to do that, they should have called it My Favorite Movies, because there's some movies on there that were good.
Tombstone should have been on there then,
but they didn't have like a reason behind them for being on that list other than it was a good movie. Like if you were going to do like one Western and it was the best Western, then you put that one on there, kind of a thing.
That's a rough one to choose.
It is, but there had to have been a reason for it to have been on that list. You had Cinderella Man, you had Rocky on there. You could have picked one of those films and been like, this is like, if you're going to watch a boxing movie, watch this one.
Yeah.
So if you're going to do a top list, I think there should have been reason behind them. That's just my opinion. If there was some kind of, for The Hobbit, they filmed it in, what was it? They filmed it, it was like 8.
Oh, so 4K 60 frames per second.
Right. So that was the first film to really do that. I get it. Then that should have been on there. Absolutely. Because it was brand new technology that they were using for the first time. But so yeah, I need a reason with every movie that should have been on that list as to why it was on there.
I get you. They give some reasons into each one of them, a little in depth, but I can see why they kind of got bogged down in certain areas. Would not mind seeing any of these movies though.
Oh, absolutely.
Except for maybe there's a couple that I probably could skip over, but there's some here that I haven't seen before, like The Endless Summer. I still want to see that. There Will Be Blood. Watch that anytime. Hoosiers is great, but I couldn't watch that anytime.
Sorry,
that's all right. But yeah, that is the list from Art of Manliness of their top 100 movies.
I give it 7 out of 10.
I think that's fair. That's pretty fair.
Yeah.
I think we got to come up with a different list.
Yeah,
and we'll go into that reason, probably like 25. Because if you say one genre defining one, like let's go into just one for right now. The boxing one. Which would be your definitive boxing movie? I think Rocky would probably be the easiest choice. But if you've seen
Raging Bull
is great too. Yeah, that's a hard one to beat. I still haven't seen Hands of Stone, but I heard that one's great.
I mean, it may not be an hour and a half long movie, but you could obviously put in Canelo Alvarez's knockouts, because that'd make a damn good movie right there.
Well, that's entertaining for sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, I mean, you've got some really good boxing movies in there.
I'd bleed for this.
Yeah.
The new Creeds are great.
Hands of Stone was good.
I haven't seen it yet. I have not seen it yet. I got to see that one still. Cinderella Man would be a great call too. That's a hard one to beat.
Mm-hmm.
I think just the boxing movies are very inspirational because it's that one person overcoming whatever they have to overcome, and it just tells a good story usually.
Absolutely.
That's a hard one right there alone. Let alone your best westerns, your best use of new technologies coming out and stuff like that. So that's a tough call. It's a lot of tough calls.
But you do understand where I'm coming from, where if the movie's going to be on, there has to be a reason it's going to be on the must-see list.
I 100% get that. There's more to it than just being good.
Mm-hmm.
I need a lighter real quick. I'm going out a little bit, but it's still smoking very nicely, just talking too much.
Now, you said you do have one more list to go over?
I think we're coming up on time right here. We've been talking a lot.
Oh, we did. The movies took up quite a bit. Yeah, okay. Well, do you have anything else final to say about your cigar there?
Still smoking very well. I'm almost to the last third. So it's getting a lot of smoke time out of this. I'm probably going to get a good hour and a half out of this La Bamba. Again, very strong right now. Probably should have eaten a little bit before, but enjoying the heck out of it. Would recommend this for sure.
As far as the Prototype 101 from Matt Booth goes, the Luxury Cigar Club core line from May, fantastic. It is now dialed back on the strength a bit, and you're still getting that earthy woodiness in there. Spice is gone, and it's now changed over to like a sweet coffee note coming in on the back.
A little sweet.
So
Sweet's
very
nice.
nice. Still great draw. Still great smoke output, as Miguel's eyes can attest to.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Great burn line, great ash. I just keep tapping because I do not want to drop it on the table.
Fair.
But all in all, this is one that I would definitely recommend you guys ordering from Luxury Cigar Club because it is that good.
Waiting to get the your consensus on that or the crux as well.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds very nice. And Robocraft always good. Hard to argue with that. But other than that, guys, that's going to do it for us for today. If you would like to hear more, please check out iTunes, Spotify, Anchor, Podbean is another one that we are on, and there's a couple other as well. Google Play, if you would like to listen over there, or if you listen, do us a favor and leave a little subscribe. Hit that subscribe button.
Helps out.
And we will see you next time.
Yup. Secondary Podcast is filmed live at Clebur's Lounge, Bakersfield, California. It is sponsored proudly by Cigars and More of Bakersfield on Rosedale Highway, and it is a Wasp Nest Videos production. Look forward to seeing you guys next time for the podcast where we talk cigars and other stuff that interests us, and we hope you guys as well. We will see you guys next time.
Have a good one, guys.